What's up, guys? Welcome back to JKE Podcast. Let's have a wonderful toast to our podcast. Today, we'll be discussing on our podcast a crime case that's been spreading around everywhere. I hope you all had a great Halloween, because these teenagers did.
Yo, Joseph, what do you mean? What happened?
Whoa. I got this one, Joseph. So basically, these teenagers and their friends were trying to go to a Halloween party and get drunk. However, they didn't have a ride and decided to just drink at one of the friends' house.
Oh, shoot!
Oh yeah, you talking about that one story. I heard those teenagers were really drunk and high, and one of them tried calling their parents for a ride but accidentally called the 911 and got the police involved. Then the police basically arrested everybody because the teenagers snitched on them or something.
Nah, they didn't snitch on purpose. He just accidentally called the police because he had no clue what was going on. I heard they were so drunk they even thought they were at the actual party.
That's crazy. Drugs and alcohol can really do stuff to your brain like that. They really thought they were at the party, huh?
Yeah, I saw that some therapists questioned them in a way that convinced them to believe they were there.
Isn't that called the misinformation effect? The therapist probably asked strategic questions to influence them to make it seem like they were actually at the party. I think this altered their memory of what actually happened.
Wait, what do y'all think the therapist asked? I think the questions were used to gaslight those teenagers.
Let me think. Maybe the therapist asked, so how many people were at the party?
Or something like, who at the party gave you guys the substances you used?
So the therapist used psychological techniques to deceive those teenagers. This probably changed what they actually remembered.
Do you guys think the therapist's questioning affects their hippocampus?
Oh, I know that word. The hippocampus is the brain structure responsible to maintaining homeostasis, right? Can we get a fact check on that?
No, Joseph. That's the hypothalamus. The hippocampus is responsible for memory. It creates new memories and converts short-term memories into long-term memories.
Oh, I get it now. So if they couldn't remember anything or think correctly after smoking and drinking, these substances probably could hurt the hippocampus.
Isn't this situation similar to anterograde amnesia?
Kinda, but not really, because it wasn't really a condition. It was just one-time thing on that weekend, and that doesn't really affect their whole life.
I see where you're coming from. Don't confuse it with retrograde amnesia, because they were able to remember events before they started smoking and drinking. However, they couldn't clearly remember stuff after. Retrograde amnesia is where they can't recall memories and events before the conditioning or the affecting factor.
So it's not actually anterograde amnesia, just similar in a way because of how memory was affected. But what type of memory was affected?
I think it was episodic memory because it was hard to recall the story of what happened that night after he got too drunk. Can someone lab on this?
What are you talking about? What is lab?
Lab is short for elaborate for those who don't know.
Okay, bet. Let me lab. The substance known as alcohol causes disruption in your hippocampus and can lead to an inability to form new memories while drunk, also known as blackouts, and affects the retrieval of memories. So basically, to sum it up, this is also the great example of retrieval failure.
Were there any other outside variables that hindered the teenager's memory?
Matter of fact, yes. Going back to the therapist, the social pressure stemming from his questions definitely instilled stress into the teenagers. Because he was older and an authority figure, the teenagers probably were stressed to remember the events to satisfy the therapist and answer his questions. This indicates a role of emotion in the ability to memorize things.
I understand. I could also see the teens being heavily stressed of being responsible for the people at the party getting arrested. This could have played a role in what they could and couldn't remember. Being known as a snitch is not a very good thing.
Yeah, the only way they could clear the air and their name is recalling the whole truth of what really happened that night. What could they do to regain their memory of what happened?
We should use the idea of context dependency.
But what context would they be in, though?
I mean, they were drunk at the party, so we should get them drunk again.
Yo, that's mad unethical. But I see your vision though.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I really hope they find a way to clear up the crime case. I believe that the therapist and the teenagers were all mistaken altogether because no one really knows whose memory is right because of all the influencing factors that can alter a memory.
So the moral of the story that us humans are imperfect and we have to keep learning from our mistakes. This is the true beauty and nature of wabi-sabi. I appreciate you guys to listening to our podcast. We'll be back for episode 2 next week. Stay tuned. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below to discuss more ideas. We aren't just telling stories, we're changing lives.